And we are live. Hey, y'all, welcome to my channel, Watching My Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Not gonna happen in this video, but that's all right. We'll live to fight another day, y'all. Mrs. Best is going to be running a little bit late. She is on her way in, y'all, so just hold off for a little bit on her. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started without her, and then she'll join in, and we'll ask her some questions when she arrives. But going forward into this, y'all. Real Housewives of Potomac is extremely boring, and this has been such a snooze fest season. Hello, Onika. Thank you for joining me today. Can't wait to see more of your comments because I need some help with this season because I don't know what I just watched. But y'all, these ratings have to be below average. Like, wouldn't y'all agree? Like, these ratings would have to be just crazy, right? So going into that, y'all, let's go ahead and get started. So, what ended up happening in the beginning of the scene, ugh, Candace goes over to Kierna's beauty and health spa, whatever that is. Because I don't think Kierna's a doctor or anything, but they do like laser hair remover and I guess other treatments. So Candace says that she has to get her downstairs laser treatment because she'll use it as an excuse not to have sex with her husband. She says she's not waxed, so they don't have it. And so Chris is really excited about this because then at this point, what he can do is, you know, have her not use that excuse. And I'm just like, something ain't right with them, y'all. I can't put my finger on it, but something is just not right here. I don't know what it could be. I'm not going to speculate anything, but just based on the last couple of episodes, looking at them too, something just ain't right. So Kierna walks her to the back, and at the next moment, Wendy walks in, and they begin talking as Candace is getting her treatment. They were pretty much saying, hey, what's going on with. I agree, Onika. There is no passion between them. I don't know what happened. Do you think it's because Chris is not working like he used to? And do you think that's what's going on? Because there has to be something going on because there is no spark. Like they argue a lot more. Her patience is a little bit more subtle. Like she's snappy, and it's like, I don't know. Try not to speculate, but it's hard. It's hard, y'all. It's hard not to speculate anything. So going forward from in there, Wendy begins talking about her TV show, which she has here on YouTube, the Wendy Osefo show, or whatever she decides to call it. I don't know. I've only seen the pilot episode, and it didn't really pique my interest. So I don't know. I'm not giving up on it. I'm just gonna wait till she has a few more episodes lined up. But they begin talking about who she's going to have on the show, and Wendy is saying that she does not know because everybody she knows has some affiliation with another network where there's non-compete agreements signed. So that's going to be a little bit harder for her to get somebody to guest to talk about politics and the things that she wants to talk about on her show. Which, right, we can agree that that's hard for anybody, right? So moving forward from there, hi Jim Bunny 1984, thank you for joining us here today. We appreciate you. Um, Moving forward from there, they pull Kieran to the side after they finish getting their treatments, and they ask her about Giselle, or not Giselle, about the trip and how Giselle was checking on her. They just wanted her to make sure that they confirm that it wasn't them not checking on her. They just, there wasn't anything like that. And even Kierna says in her confessional, it would have been nice had they did check on her, not let Giselle be the first person to come check on her, which I do agree. But once again, Wendy said that she was the one that got you the ginger ale. So there's a little bit of lapse here that I'm not catching on to. So maybe I overheard, maybe I misheard Wendy. I don't know. But we even see in a little bit of the flashback, Wendy says she's not sharing a room with Kieran. And I don't think that was any shade towards Karen. I just think that Wendy wanted her own room, which anybody on vacation would want their own room. I don't understand what the problem and why Bravo was trying to be shady throwing that little snippet in. But whatever. That's Bravo for you. Moving on from there, we then have a scene with Giselle and her daughters. Once again, this is Giselle's storyline. And y'all, I know I'm hard on her when it comes to her and her daughters and not always wanting to see that. But I feel like this is all we see. I feel like the past 7 seasons have been nothing but Giselle and her daughters. And I feel like there's not that much going on because they're so young. So I don't always want to see them. I want to see something else. Giselle, where is the man that you were dating from the other Bravo show? Where is he at? Where are your businesses other than this one with Ashley that you're trying to throw in our face that y'all threw together at the last minute? Where is where is your family? Your father passed. How's your family holding up since that has happened? Like, we need to see more. Bravo in the call center. I'm tired of Giselle getting away with this. I really am tired of Giselle getting away with not having anything. And we're supposed to just watch her and all these scenes with her daughter is going off to college, which is a beautiful thing. We're happy that Benevolence is going to college and that, all is well. And we're happy and we understand we've seen the storyline already. What else can she offer to us? So they begin, they hug the other little twin daughters, and then they go off. And Giselle is saying that she's really proud of her daughter. And I guess how the arrangement is going to go is Jamal's going to meet them in Florida. They're going to fly out together, and they're just going to drop her off, and all is well. I guess, y'all. I guess. I just feel like there's so many people in this world. I feel like have just been that don't get the fair chances to exploit all their life and will do it for probably half of Giselle's salary. I'm just saying, there's people who will go to the wit ends to have life this easy to pay in front of a camera and just exploit everything for 250,000. Just saying. What are we saying in every hue? Yeah, where did that go? We know what happened with that. If you don't know, go ask Target or wherever that shit was. She's not performing. She needs to get cut like they do in football. And I agree, Jim Bunny. I agree. I feel like realistically, they're not going to cut her because she's the image that Bravo likes. Like, she's the image to where it's the beauty image. It's like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. She's, what we image, you know, black women to be, and it's not at all. So I don't understand Bravo. Y'all have some explaining to do with Giselle because I feel like she's getting a free pass just based off of that image that needs to go. Yeah. I really think Bravo needs to sit them all down and cut the BS. Absolutely. I do too, Anika. And I just feel like Bravo's never going to do that. Bravo's never going to cut this cast until like nobody watches. It's like I feel like after next season, if they don't spice it up, nobody's going to watch this show. Nobody's going to watch it. All they're going to do is watch the recappers. And depending on that, some recappers may drop the show because it's not giving. After the season Salt Lake City had, I don't think this show stands a chance. I don't. Salt Lake City was good episode 1 up until the last part of the reunion. It was great. There was not a filler episode that didn't have a mouth opening like response. Like, we were all shocked every episode. So that's where we are with it. So moving forward from there, we have a scene with Robin, unfortunately, Charisse, and Ashley. Now, if those of you who are new to my channel and do not know me, y'all know I do not like Charisse. Did not like her first season. Did not like her second season. I don't like Charisse. So when I see her on my screen, I'm just like, really, Bravo? This is what we have to do. We have to get an episode with Charisse. We couldn't omit her from. Okay, fine. So Charisse, Ashley, and Robin we meet up at Robin's house, and Charisse pretty much tells them that she is having, a little crab boil, and that she invited Jacqueline. Now, Jacqueline, for those who do not know, is Mia, who's on the cast here, her former best friend. They had a falling out last season where Dave said some pretty low things about each other. So the fact of the matter is, now that things are great between them, well, not really great, in real time they're great, I think this is what led into that, Charisse having them and them having to talk now. What are we saying in the chat? Big Reese is not Big Reese. Her and her 1981 Rick Super Freak wig. Y'all, let's talk about that for a minute. That wig is terrible. Charisse, come on now. I know we don't give you much on Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel, probably no other YouTuber on here alive, but what is that? What is that? That looked like somebody auntie's wig in the 90s that she took to church on like Easter Sunday because she wanted y'all to see, that she could style up that, curly look. That's exactly what that wig looked like. That wig is terrible. Don't do this no more. Don't do that again. Don't do that again because she's not an ugly woman. She's not. She's not an ugly woman. Her bitterness and her ways make her dreadful. I'll just put it that way. But everyone was like, well, did you invite Karen? And she goes, yeah, I invited her. I don't have a problem with Karen. Karen has a problem with me. And as she should. If we really, they should bring on Sherman's ex wife. I don't know how I would feel about Sherman's ex wife being on the show. I don't know. I don't feel like she really gave anything for me personally. When she was on the show, she was just there. She just looks greasy. Jim Bunny. We not doing this today. She do look good. Okay, let me stop. So Charisse asked Robin how would she feel with Candace being there because she said, mind you, Candace is invited and she did RSVP. Will you have a problem? Robin's like, don't worry about me. I'm fine. Like, don't worry about me. Like, I have no problem. And it's like, you shouldn't have a problem. You shouldn't have a problem. And this is what I'm saying, y'all. Robin has gotten away with everything this season. They're not holding her to task at all. And it's so mind boggling to me that y'all just gonna let her get another free season. Another free season. Like, y'all, okay. That's y'all. Y'all on this TV show because it's gonna be me. Juan would be brought up. Robin would get sick of me and not show up to stuff. That's how it would be for me. And at some point, you're gonna miss out on your money and your check. That's how it would have been if I was on the show. I'm just saying. But we go then over with Giselle, and she goes over to Karen's house. Now, when she goes over to Karen's house, she pretty much has this moment of, dropping. She just dropped, Grace off. I'm actually gonna say the baby's name this time. Grace off, and she says that she's, feeling down. So Karen actually pulls up the video about, yeah, she says she's worried about Giselle. Like, she wants to make sure that she's handling Giselle letting her daughter go to college, in the right spirits. So Karen is baking cookies, she has liquor, and they're gonna go celebrate. And Giselle mentions Charisse's crab boil. She asks if she's going, and Karen says no. She's not going. She told Charisse that Ray is allergic to crabs, and she will not be attending. And everyone was like, okay, Karen, now you're lying. This is where Karen lies because we know that Karen has been to a crab boil 3 or 4 times in the past 8 seasons. So Karen now all of a sudden Ray's allergic to crabs. I would respect Karen a lot more if she would have just told Charisse, I don't like you. I don't want no involvement with you. Don't invite me to nothing. Erase my number out your phone. And just put it like that. Like, why you got to go around the mulberry bush just to tell Charisse how you really feel? That's so stupid. Just tell her. It's a very quick Charisse. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to be bothered with you. I don't like you. You move funny. Everything about you is funny. I'm not about to fool with you. All you got to do. Very plain and simple. Very plain and simple. But moving on from there, um, they moved the conversation where Giselle let out the bag that Jacqueline is coming. And Karen kind of was like, "What? Jacqueline's coming?" And she goes, and Giselle's like, "Yeah, I know that you and Jacqueline are cool." And she's made her way around the group, showing up to numerous events and everything. And I think you should be there, Karen. Giselle trying to sell Karen on this again. Karen's like, "No, Giselle, I'm not coming. Please do not sell me on this. I'm not coming." And I'm like, Giselle, I swear, Giselle is just she needs to buy a clue. Y'all ever heard that song? Buy a clue, buy a vow, buy something. Why are you trying to force this lady? Because Giselle knows that if Karen comes, there's going to be a whole bunch of drama between her and Charisse. And quite frankly, none of us want to see it because we don't want Charisse on our cameras to begin with. So I just feel like Giselle is just no. She need to go. So moving on from there, we then have Charisse's crab boil. And me and Mrs. Best was talking about this. I want her to be here. And I know, and she's going to be late, y'all. So I'm sorry that she's not there. But she said she'll be jumping in just a moment here. But we were talking about this, and I'm gonna mention this when she comes on the live. Um, why is no one in Maryland cleaning their crabs before they put them in the hot water boiled? And Sharice, where was the seasoning? Where was the butter? You just gonna give the lady some boiled ass water crab with some stiff corn? Really, Sharice? Man, let me explain something to you. Because you black. You ain't got no excuse for this. Why were the crabs not clean? There was no seasoning on the crab. And you had it out of an aluminum pan, which I'm not really too mad about. But that's for people like me in my tax bracket. People like you should know better than this. I'm pretty sure you got an Aunt Hagatha or Aunt May or somebody up in there that taught you how to season. I'm sure Mammy Bell and Grandma Catherine taught you something. Cause y'all, let me tell y'all, Sharice is not old, but Sharice old. Sharice come from 1970, 1980s raising. She did not come from 1999, 2000s. That's a whole different type of seasoning. I think we, as in this generation, we reduce the amount of seasoning we put in our food compared to how our grandmamas and great grandmas used to do. I think our salt palates are a little bit different. So Sharice has no excuse for this. And that made me mad watching that. And then to see all everyone's faces and everyone complaining about the crab and it not being seasoned enough. Yeah, no. We're not playing this game, Sharice. See, this is, and Bravo, this is once again, you be playing in our faces, bringing people like Sharice on our cameras, and then having them do some bullshit like this. And then we have to sit here and suffer through it and watch them because looking at their faces, that crab did not look appealing. And I love crab, y'all. I am a crab fiend. I love crab. That's probably one of my favorite things in the world to eat. Sharice, don't play with us like this anymore. You know better than this. I'm sure you do. But moving on from there, all the ladies show up, and then Jacqueline comes, and I was actually happy to see Jacqueline. I was happy to see her, and I just feel like I want Jacqueline. I wanted Jacqueline to have a flute. I really did, but I don't know who I wanted her to replace because I don't feel like she would have been strong enough to replace Robin or Giselle. Maybe Ashley. Maybe Ashley could pass the flute to her, and she would be better. I don't know. What y'all think? Do y'all think that Jacqueline could replace either Ashley or even Aneka? She can replace them. Yeah, Jacqueline could easily take one because I want Kieran to take Aneka's flute for sure. I feel like she deserved it after last episode. But I feel like I want Jacqueline to be on the cast. I do. So once everybody gets there, Aneka comes last. Well, not last, but second to last. And when I tell you, when Aneka showed up with that cheap ass crown and that damn wrap that says the Potomac zip code, I was like, I said, you just gonna continue to be a fool. I see it now. She continues to be a fool. Why do you have on this lady shit? Why? Why do you have on this crown and why do you have on this thing saying you the ground down? That shit should have been left in the Dominican Republic. Why would you bring it to this old ass lady's crab boy? I don't understand this. Let me read the comments real quick because I'm still waiting on Mrs. Best. I'm gonna ask her a few questions when she gets here. Jackie needs to go back to private citizenship. Lord. It's Jim Bunny. She should have crab balls or mics in the DMV cater the crabs. Oh, I'm about to Google them because I don't know too much about the DMV area, even though that was a considerable place I was wanting to move to because I still want to finish my degree. And I was thinking about going to a HCB or HBCU. Yeah, that's how you say it. Sorry, I had to think about that. I'm not in my right mind. I'm still trying to remember everything that's happened. But that is one of the places I'm considering. I'm gonna have to Google that because I definitely want, if that is something I do with my life, I don't know yet. I definitely want to consider that because I'm gonna look that up though. Thank you, Jim Bunny, for that because I would have never known. But Once Aneka gets here, everyone asks Jacqueline what's going on with her and Mia because would leave it to Giselle. Giselle said her and Mia said that they were fine, that they had a talk, and Jacqueline was like, "Well, no, 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 not quite. We were okay up until a couple of months ago." And I said, why would y'all be okay up until a couple months ago? So now you need to take us back to what happened between the last reunion and then a couple of months ago into that time frame. I need now context because how are you gonna drop a ball like that and then not expand on it a little bit more than that? I don't know. Maybe she did and they just cut it out, but that's weird. Because then what would have happened? Did she not own something like that? So Mia's coming in at this point because everyone's all like, speaking of that, because NECA at this point, it was funny how she said that just be cautious of Mia, which I feel like everybody should be cautious of Mia because Mia lies. You should, and then y'all have proof that she lies. So yeah, y'all should be cautious of her because when she bring you back something, you have to wonder if it's true or not, and you can't take her word on face value. That's crazy, and this supposed to be y'all friend. Okay, so once Mia walks in, she's actually shocked to see Jacqueline. She goes, "Well, hi, Jacqueline," as if nothing happened, as if you wasn't being Courtney Shane from Jawbreaker on her last season, according to what we saw. You know, hi, Jacqueline, and everything. And she sits like maybe two people from her, and I think she sits in between her and Candace. I think Candace was in the middle of them both. And everyone's all like, "So what's going on?" Especially Giselle. Giselle, because she ain't got nothing going on. Giselle gonna ask her, "So Mia, we just talked to Jacqueline. Jacqueline said y'all not good again. What happened?" And Mia was like, "Well, look, we have a long history, and we have to work this out amongst she and I without any of the opinions of anyone sitting at this table." And here comes Sharuba. "Well, look, y'all, my champagne room is right downstairs. You guys can go to my champagne room and y'all could just hash it out." Look, and then Jacqueline with her stupid ass gonna start walking up there. And I'm like, once again, y'all are not gonna worry me about this friendship. Because now when Jacqueline got up and started walking towards the champagne room, I kind of felt like some of this is bullshit in a storyline. I do. I'm not saying that they don't have problems, y'all. I'm not saying that they ain't going through. I just don't think it was that deep. I don't think it was that deep. So they go to the champagne room and we hear this conversation. And Mia pretty much she got the waterworks going and she says, "Look, I don't know really what happened." And Jack was like, "You were mean to me. You were absolutely mean over just me throwing shade at you." And she goes, "Well, the shade was actually really hard because he and I were going through a hard time. You don't tell a man who's 65 that, he needs to give me more dick." And it was like, huh? Where the hell did you get that from? And and what cracked me up, Jacqueline was like, he's 72. Where the hell you get 65 from? And Mia was like, count the one. Because y'all know Mia lies about ages. Mia's still 25. Leave it to her. Mia don't even know how old she is. So the fact that you don't even know how old your own husband is, it was like, tell us you was with him for the money without telling us you was with him for the money. That's all I'm gonna say. Tell us. Because what do you know about your husband versus aside from the day to day with him? What do you know about him if you don't even know his own fucking age? Y'all, I'm flabbergasted. Mia is a piece of work. She is. Like when I was listening to them two talk, I was like, huh? It was the age thing, and it was the fact that because she had alluded to he had some kind of issue performing, and so she was kind of triggered when Jacqueline said that, and it was like, so you're projecting how you personally feel and the issues you going on between you and your husband on your best friend. Got it. Me and you not shit, but got it. Okay. So then Mia begins to say, honestly, I don't know what else to say between us, and I don't know where it's from. And Jacqueline's like, I do when we were little. And Mia was taken back because Mia was like, oh, so you do know about that. Jacqueline was like, I learned that 2 years later after it had happened. So I want y'all to go back to that episode where Karen had that event. And I said in that recap, I said, there's holes in Mia's story. And I said, one of the holes was, I don't think Jacqueline knew right then and there. I think if Jacqueline knew, she knew after some time had passed, not right then in that moment. Mia made it seem like Jacqueline knew right then and there when it happened. I said that because, and it was based off of how Mia's body language was towards that. I knew Jacqueline didn't know that right away. I knew she knew a couple years later. And what Jacqueline pissed me off at was when Jacqueline said, that was the reason why I gave you so many passes to treat me. And I said, no, Jacqueline, fuck all that. Fuck all that. You don't let somebody treat you a certain kind of way because you feel guilty about what happened to them. What happened to Mia was unfortunate as hell. It really was. The fact that a man thinks that he can do that to a young lady like that, because she was young when this happened, y'all, that is horrible. The hell, he should be condemned. Absolutely. But to then make somebody else, because that was her man at the time, to make somebody else feel like they have to be punished for what you went through because one, you felt like she know what she just told you she didn't know. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That would make that right there would make me not want to go forward with her because there's still a part of me that would feel like you will continuously punish me, maybe not openly and maybe not adherently, but probably when you get mad at me, you're going to throw some shit in my face now that you know that I now know some shit that happened to you 2 years after the fact that it happened to you. Y'all gotta watch people like me. That's fucked up. I was looking at Jacqueline. I was like, "You better than me, sis. You way better than me because there's no way she'd be sitting here, talking about I really didn't think you knew about that." And it was all like, "Yeah, I let you get a pass." And what Mia should have did when Jacqueline said that, Mia should have said, "You know what? No, that's fucked up on my part. I shouldn't even have made you pay for that. Like, I'm glad you know, so maybe we can heal together from it because I'm sure." Jacqueline hearing that that happened to Mia probably is just as devastating as that actually happening to me because that was somebody that she loved and cherishes. And the fact that that was her man who did that to her, that kind of just builds context into that being like a form of guilt on her own. But she doesn't need to be punished for guilt because once she didn't know it happened until way after the fact that it happened. So yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, damn, Jacqueline way better than I could have ever been. Because there's no way I would be punished for some shit that I didn't know until 2 years after the fact. And then I was not really a parent to bring it up to you because when I do something wrong, you punish me and throw shit in my face to make me feel like I'm a bad friend because of that shit. That's crazy. No, I'm sorry, y'all. Could have been me. But like Jim Bundy 1984 said, Mia is a piece of work because she is. She really is. And Jacqueline, you better watch her. Watch her with both eyes, listen with both ears, and only speak when spoken to. Because I'm telling you, women like her are vindictive as hell, and I'll guarantee you this shit ain't over. I guarantee you. Watch. Mark my words, y'all. This should be Turner and Jacqueline. They're not over because Jacqueline's going to say some shit that's going to be funny, and Mia's going to take it a certain way and then be right back at her neck. Watch what I tell you. So moving on from there, y'all, we then have this conversation that gears towards Robin and Candace, and I'm about sick of this. I'm about sick of people bringing up Robin and Candace. They have agreed that they're not going to be friends anymore. They have agreed they don't want nothing to do with each other. Then why the hell do we keep bringing up Charisse? Charisse, once again, Bravo. Bravo on the call center. I don't know why we need a Charisse this season. Why? But anyways, y'all, Charisse brings up the fact that Candace and Robin, they are still in this bad place that she doesn't understand because they once had love for each other. Candace takes it a step further and says that Robin sent personal text messages to a blogger and then they got back to Candace that Robin sent it. And Candace said that was fucked up. That was fucked up, Robin, because I would not share your personal business. And Robin was like, look, we was done and you was blabbing your mouth to the block, so fuck it. I say here, I'm gonna show them what kind of person you are. I'm going to send them the text messages. So, does anybody else want to know what Robin sent? What screenshot of the text message she sent to the blogger? Whoever that blogger is, can you post those, please? Because they've already outed that she did it. So can y'all post what was said in the text messages? And Candace, it better not be no funny fucking silly shit. It better be some real ass gutter ass Robin need her fucking ass full kind of shit. Don't let it be no damn she was you just got quitted with the tongue and just decided to type it out instead of please don't let there be none of that. I need to see what those text messages are so I can assess it for myself. Because I feel like I'm about to be mad at Candace, y'all, and I don't want to, because Candace is one of my favorite housewives. But I don't want to be mad at her over this bullshit with her Robin, because if I'm telling y'all, had y'all just stuck it to Robin from the beginning, we would not be here. And what I mean by stuck it to Robin, Robin knows she was dead ass fucking wrong for covering up that bullshit with Juan, all because she was scared to lose him. If we really want to get context on something, Robin is so deathly afraid of losing Juan that she will go to cover for him at all bets. And what she don't realize with her fucking ignorant ass is that you already got him, sis. He's sewn to you like a damn pillow. Like he is sewn to you. He ain't going no damn where. He gonna get mad. He gonna jump up and down. He gonna throw tantrums. But hell, just start laughing at the shit. That's all you got to do. That man ain't. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, Robin, and like I said, if Candace would have just stuck it to her, because I would have, all of these allegations that have come out, and I would, until she answered at least 5 of my questions, I would keep bringing it up every time. She would get sick of me. I'm telling you. She would get sick of me. She is. Because she acts like Juan has done nothing wrong. When there's been millions of blogs out there, even if the wrong is in the blog, answer to it instead of you going behind your own paywall. Which, if I was Bravo, this is how I know Bravo full of shit. This is how I know Bravo full of shit and protects them at no cost. Because why would Bravo allow you to go behind your own paywall to expose your own shit and not have no repercussions? Dr. Heavenly had to take her YouTube channel down and go behind the paywall. Oh, Jim Bunny, you not right. You're not right. I'm pondering Dixon. Lord Jesus. But y'all, so as the conversation becomes more intense about text messages being sent to the blogger, you did this, you did that, Sharice out of nowhere starts saying, shut up, and start banging on her table and shit. And I was Jacqueline looking at her. Bravo. Bravo. Why do y'all have to have this lady on our screen? Why? For what? I never mind, y'all. I don't even care no more. At least she was busting up her own shit. At least she went into somebody's house doing that shit. At least she was busting up her own shit. So Candace kind of gets flustered in her emotion, and she excuses herself from the table, begins apologizing to the kids, apologizing to the staff, whoever the fuck was in Sharice's house at this time, and told everybody goodbye to the people who mattered. And I'm glad she did that, because not everybody deserves your goodbye, Candace. And it was like everyone was like so like struck, like what happened, like what's going on. And Robin was like, look, it ain't got nothing to do with me no more, I'm done with it. And Giselle asked Sharice, are you drunk? And Sharice says, oh yeah, I'm a little lit. And he was like, we can tell. We could tell you just hitting shit. Jacqueline said my finger hurt because you over there throwing your man. And see, and this is what happened. See, this is how I know Jacqueline ain't really about it. Because Mama Sharice would have hit my finger and it started hurting, I would have probably took that same finger and plucked it up her nose and said, what the fuck wrong with you? Why you acting fool? Me and Sharice would have fought. That's assault at this point, so I'm gonna self-defense you. Just saying. I wouldn't care if it was a flick on the hand. She banged her knuckle on my finger. I wouldn't care how it happened. I wouldn't care if it was a cotton ball or a Q-tip. Do not put your hands on. Okay, but y'all, that was it. That was pretty much the whole episode, y'all. That was it. They are taking forever to lead to this fight that I guarantee you they are not going to show. The only reason why they show Monique and Candace's fights because it got leaked to the blogs. I'm praying that somebody at Bravo in that call center has a change of heart and edits the fight where we can actually see the damage Kieran did because I want to see it. Because this will solidify Kieran a spot for me. If she doesn't become a housewife next season, if she gets fired over this shit, Bravo, y'all don't have a show. Y'all don't have a show because we see what y'all doing. We see what y'all doing because had it been Giselle or Robin fighting one of these ladies, everybody would still have their jobs. So I'm praying y'all better hope Kieran to come back now. I'm praying Kieran to come back next season as a full-time housewife, taking either Neck or Ashley's food because they're not working for her. We know they ain't gonna get rid of Giselle and Robin. We can pray they get rid of Robin, but honestly, I don't know if that prayer gets any higher than this ceiling because what else can we do? But that was it, y'all. I'm sorry, Mrs. Best said she's not going to be able to make this live. She tried to get in as quick as possible. We will probably see if she'll get on to the Married to Medicine. But that was my recap for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 16. It wasn't much of nothing. I tried. Shout out to my girls, Onika, Jim Bunny, 1984, for being in the chat with me. We had a great time nonetheless. I will see you in my Married to Medicine recap, you guys. I'm going to be doing that in just 2 minutes. Thank you once again for showing up. This is Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 16. We will be here again next week for Real Housewives of Potomac because that's when that fight is happening. But thank you as well. And thank you guys. I'll see you in the next recap. Bye-bye.